Let's bring them on, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, my people, and welcome to the Sn95 Power channel. So let's have a serious conversation here today. You know, we're all about the Sn95 platform here, and let's talk about which motor is best for your Sn95 build. Now, we're only going to talk about motors that are included in the Sn95 platform, and really there are 4 motors that were available in the Sn95 platform. First off, you had the 3.8 S's, I hope I said that right, the 3.8 S's V6. You had the 4.6 2-valve V8. You had the 4.6 4-valve V8. And you had the 5-liter V8. So before we get into this, let's just kind of put this in a nice little bag. So when I talk about the best engine for your build, I'm really talking about a street build. I'm not talking about some 600 horsepower or higher motor. I'm really talking about, you know, a power adder motor. More specifically, an On3 turbo power adder motor. Because for me, that's the best bang for a buck that you can put on almost any one of these motors except the 3.8. The 3.8 does have a power adder that you could put on it, but we'll get into that. But as far as V8 motors, I think pound for pound, price value wise, you can't beat the On3 turbo kit. You can put an On3 turbo kit on any one of those V8 motors, and you can safely run those V8 motors around 450 horsepower on the street. So I'm really trying to condense this. I know when you talk about builds, that can be a whole labyrinth of things. But when I'm talking about builds, I'm just trying to really keep it down to like the average Joe, you know, somebody that's not gonna have a sponsor, somebody that doesn't have $20,000, $10,000 to throw into a build. Somebody who just wants maybe like a low 11-second car, maybe try to touch 10s. You know, that's possible with one of these V8 motors and an On3 turbo kit. The V6 motor, we'll get into that, but you know, I want to hear your thoughts on this because I think it's been documented that On3 turbo kit, V8 motor with some bolt-ons can really get you into the 10 seconds. Fairly easy. Like 1 bar boost and a V8 motor, a Ford 4.65 motor can pretty much get you in the 10 seconds range. You know, you can take basically a bone stock 4.6 motor, throw a turbo kit on there, and you can be 11 seconds. Let's break down each one of these motors and talk about which one of these motors is the best for your street build. Okay, first motor on the list is our 232 cubic inch V6 3.8 Mustang. Now, I believe that thing in 04 peaked at 193 horsepower at around 5,500 RPM. It made over 200 foot-pounds of torque. And output-wise, you know, that was pretty close to a Fox body, you know, before the end of its the Fox body time. 3.8 Mustang. Hey, I'm a big fan of 3.8 Mustangs. This red car was a 3.8 Mustang when I got it. And my first Mustang was a 84 4i that had a 3.8 Mustang in it. So don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of the 3.8 Mustang. So let's talk about options you have for a street build. I can tell you, the first thing that I did when I got my 3.8 Mustang is I put a gear in it. I didn't upgrade to a 8.8, it had a 7.5 rear-end in it. And one is the biggest things, it's no different than what you would do for 8.8 with a stock motor. You change the gearing and you make the car accelerate faster. So that was one of the first things that I did to it. And basically, that was the only thing I did to this car outside of the motor swap. But I'm really trying to focus more on power adders with this video. So let's talk about power adders. So a long time ago, there was this company called Super 6. They were like a one-stop shop for all your 3.8 performance parts, ported heads, cams, just an array of things that you can bolt on to your 3.8. So one of the more popular things some of the 3.8 community would do was just get a complete motor from a Mercury XR7 or the Thunderbird Super Coupe. It's not a good trade-off as far as high horsepower gains. You know, there's some guys who've almost hit close to 300 river horsepower with a Super Coupe motor with some bolt-ons. Check this out.
170 horsepower charge, just off the 6 Mustang DC system.
Would that combination get you until the 12 seconds or even the 11 seconds? Probably not. Maybe 12 seconds, probably not. So the Super Coupe motor swap is probably the most economical option. You still can get a Pro Charger supercharger kit for a 3.8, but you know, you're up there in $5 grand, and really to get the most out of that kit, you have to have a built motor. So you're talking $5,000 plus a built 3.8 V6 motor, which, you know, it's getting us way past, you know, that 5,000, maybe 10,000, maybe even more than that range, just to have a, you know, 10-second 3.8. In my eyes, I don't think that's reasonable. You know, maybe if you're racing in some kind of class professionally, but like I said, I'm really talking about us, you know, street guys, you know, just something that we can build to go to the street, go to the track, get close to 10 seconds and not have to break the bank. With the 3.8, you have to break the bank to go fast. So I really don't think the 3.8 is a viable option for what I consider the best platform to build on. All right. So that's the first segment, and what we're doing is we're breaking down each motor platform, and it's kind of like a process of elimination. And I'm ranking them from lowest to highest, and ultimately the highest is the one that I feel is the best motor platform for your Sn95 build. Now, I'm not going to include Godzillas or Coyotes because they weren't included in the Sn95 platform. So we have 3 motors left, and they're all V8s. We have the 4.6 2-valve, we have 4.6 4-valve, and we have the 302 cubic inch 5-liter V8 motor. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think I'm crazy for booting the 3.8 out? Or if you have a bad 3.8 build, let's hear it. Like I said, I'm not knocking 3.8 guys. Like, I'm a 3.8 guy. Like my first car is 3.8. This red Mustang was 3.8. So I'll never rag on my 3 guys. Like hey, I'm there with you. But for this segment that we're doing, unfortunately, it's just the price point to build a fast, you know, getting into 11 seconds for a 3.8 motor is just way too expensive. So tell me your recipe, guys. Like, I want to hear some of your recipe, your builds, and tell me what you think is the best motor platform for the Sn95 to build off of. Like I say, when we say build, car builds, that's something different for everybody. But I'm just trying to really compact this down into like a near 10-second range Sn95. Now, like I say, you can go a whole bunch of different ways to achieve that, but in my mind, the On3 turbo kit is probably the best way to do it. Yes, there's a whole bunch of different ways. Let me know what you think your way is, but for me and my money, I'll go with the turbo kit. So, hey, tell a couple of people about the channel. I appreciate your time and God bless.